Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez is the ex-UFC heavyweight champion. He's currently being held on suspicion of attempted getting rid of life. So let's jump into it. As you can see, this is coming from March the 1st, but there's been so many updates with this over the last couple of days. And obviously, because of the Johnny Depp situation and that trial, that pretty much took away all of May and April for me. But with this one here, obviously, ex-UFC champ held on suspicion, and this is his mugshot. Cain Velasquez, in the cage, he was the baddest man on the planet. This guy would just get rid of anyone. He is such a phenomenal talent in the sport of MMA. Now, police have released the mugshot of former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez, who was arrested and held on suspicion of attempted get rid of life on Monday afternoon. He has been linked to a bang that took place at the intersection of Monterey Highway and Bailey Avenue near a local high school. Now, it does say about the alleged victim, identified as an adult male, was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, what this is all over is, I will show you right now, is this. So, alleged target in Cain Velasquez, this pleads not guilty to doing this. As you can see, child this. This is the guy here. And he is being, obviously, he's alleged, he's did all of this. And it's Cain Velasquez, the guy just showed you, this dude. His 4-year-old son. That's what this is all over. So you had all this by here, but then you got by here, obviously, this is June the 7th, where he is pleaded not guilty. So, Harry Goulart, 43, pleaded not guilty to one felony count of a lewd act upon under 14. After entering this plea, he was ordered to stay at least 300 feet away from his suspected victim. If found guilty, he faces a possible 8 years in prison. That's it. For ruining someone's life. 8 years. That is literally it. So he was accused of doing the 4-year-old son of former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez in February. Investigators believe that he did this to the child at a childcare facility, which was operated by his mother. Now, with that, we do have this. So, this is the guy, as you can see here. He lives at home in San Martin, California. His home is where the child care facility is located. That's where it's located. He had access to the children at all times. Say, obviously, it was ran by his mother. More than 20 children attended the daycare establishment. Obviously, due to what has happened, they've closed it down for a little bit, and I believe it's open now. I'm not too sure. But then he was accused of doing this to the child on multiple occasions. The child attended Patty family childcare because the allegation the daycare was temporarily shut down. Now, with this by here, obviously, he was February 23rd, the Sheriff's Office SAIU unit, the detectives, they interviewed him and booked him into the county main jail in San Jose. His bail was set at 50 grand. But then he was allowed out. He was arraigned on a felony count of a lewd act with a child under the age of 14 over objections from the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office. A judge granted him supervised release and required him to wear the electronic bracelet. 3 days later, his mother was taking him to go and get this bracelet. Why wasn't the bracelet put on him when he was just leaving the jail? But that is when supposedly that Cain Velasquez, he was driving his truck, he rammed him, it was a bit of a car chase, and he opened fire. Now, it does go on to say as well, which I'm just going to try and find out for you now, where is it? Right, here we go. So, court documents show the alleged of Cain's family member may have happened 100 times. 100 times to a 4-year-old. And he was granted release, even though the district attorney's office, they said, no, don't do this. And to be honest with you, the district attorney's office, they probably realized what was going to happen Because, come on, to be honest with you, Cain Velasquez does not need a bang bang to do any damage to him. If he got his hands on him, that would have been it. I'm telling you right now, that would have been it. But it's absolutely disgusting because this guy, you know, him, he's, he's out on parole and everything else. He pleaded not guilty as well the other day, as you can see by here, not guilty to one felony count. He was ordered to stay 300 feet away. He was accused of doing this, and it just goes on to say that, which is absolutely disgusting because Cain Velasquez, his plea hearing has been delayed twice so far. This is from June the 10th. So, Cain Velasquez is still in jail. In fact, the former UFC heavyweight champion has refrained from entering a plea for several charges, including attempted takeaway life, after Judge Jose Franco granted a third continuance for discovery earlier that day. As we discussed at Sidebar, we're working through discovery issues, and we need set with the court's blessing for June the 30th. This is what the attorney Mark Garagos, do apologise, who represents the embattled UFC veteran. If we can work out our discovery issues, I'll follow the court's procedures for the other courtroom. Hopefully before that date, but this is the reserve date in this court. Now, he does remain in custody after bail was denied twice. It sucks because this is when you think, I'd do the same if I was in his shoes. But because literally, that's your 4-year-old son. Over 100 times as well. And remember, if it was a little bit older, the child was, say 9 or 10 or whatever, teenager, they can comprehend what's happening. Because again, with all of this, how do they know what's happened? Obviously, the child told them. They've said someone, he did this or they did this to me, blah, blah, blah. And with that, you do notice in the child and everything else with what happens because of their behavior, the way they talk, the way they become withdrawn and everything else. Obviously, Cain and his wife, and his family, they probably saw like, is he okay? What's wrong? He's not himself. He's been withdrawn from everyone. He doesn't want to go near anyone, that sort of thing, which more than likely probably happened. They probably took him to doctors or whatever. They've asked, and he's probably said so-and-so or whatever, or that man there or this man, he did whatever. That's probably what's happened. But with that there, you're trying to control your rage. Because, again, it's... If I had access to something like that, and my son or my child or whatever that happened to them, I would do the same thing. Because you're literally thinking, well, the law has failed me. They've let this guy go. They don't care. They've let him back on the streets. 50 grand bail and he's back out? No chance. I'm going to do something about it. And again, you just see red. You literally do. Because again, Cain Velasquez, even though, any person is capable of doing what Cain did. But with the way the judge has said that, he's not letting him out because it's a danger to everyone. That's only because Cain is a combat sport athlete. That is all. That is literally all, because Cain is a trained killer, basically. Some of the moves that you do learn, when you get him in chokeholds or anything, even punching and kicks and everything else, you're going to do some pretty damage, When you see people in the streets, they do it, and it's like, oh, he can't fight, or can't do anything. But when you're trained to do it, and that is your day job, that's what it is. But I will be keeping up to date with this for everyone, because this is, to me, it is a bit of a big thing, because I love MMA. I love UFC. I love ONE. I used to love Pride. And it's sad to see that someone has fallen from grace, really, because again, you just can't go around dealing out this justice, even though we all want to, even though we all inside this, we're like, if that was my kid, I'd do the same, Sadly, we can't do it. I've spoken to my dad about it, and my dad's like, I'm with Cain all the way. And again, if he does go to prison, he's like, if I go to prison for doing it, okay. Because he knows that he's helped his son. That's how he's going to look at it. And to be honest with you, that's probably the best way to look at it. But if you would like to see this in in like a live stream, we'll do a whole detailed breakdown. We'll go through all the stuff like we have been with the Johnny Depp case. We will be doing it with the Marilyn Manson case as well, and any other big court cases that come through pop culture wise. So sports, obviously movies, TV, anything, music. Let us know down in the comment section and we'll go from there. So if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.